what's up? As you probably noticed, I've not been active on this channel for a good couple of months now. That is due to just after I did the video on anxiety, I had, not a breakdown, but I had a severe deterioration in my mental health at that point in time. I do want to be completely transparent with everybody. I was suffering with what I've been told was a mild form of psychosis and rumination. Now, when I say psychosis, I wasn't hearing external sounds or seeing external things that weren't there, but I was suffering with rumination on a sort of mild level of psychosis. This is what I've been told anyway. And what that means for those of you that don't know, rumination is when you cannot stop thinking about a certain thing, and it can go on for weeks, and you just end up in a cycle, and it's horrible. Now, what I was suffering with was an audio memory, rumination of an audio memory. So I was constantly hearing just the same thing over and over and over and over again in my head. And I couldn't stop that thought process. So it really got me down. After about 5-6 weeks, it began to subside, and then something else would take over and I'd start ruminating on that. And it's just a horrible, horrible cycle to be in. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but I do feel like I am coming through it now. I do feel much better. And I want to say that I'm going on holiday on Tuesday next week. It's Friday now. I'm going on holiday on Tuesday next week, and I'm hoping to film my first landscape vlog whilst I'm away on holiday. So I do apologise. Thank you to everybody that stuck around here on the channel. I really do appreciate it. For those of you that are watching this on Facebook, head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. There will be a link below in the description to this video. But yeah, I'm going to post this video on Facebook as well as posting it on YouTube, because there's just kind of like, not necessarily a message kind of, that I just want to get across, just because of some observations that I've had recently. I see a lot of people talking about their mental health on Facebook. I see a lot of people complaining about it, and trust me, I know exactly where you guys are coming from. I know how bad your own head can make you feel. But at the same time, I know how good your own head can make you feel. And what kind of gets to me, what I've observed, is that a lot of these people spend a lot of time complaining about their mental health, but they don't spend any time trying to do something about it. And if they are, they aren't showing it. They're not talking about it. And I'm all for mental health awareness. Trust me. You may have noticed over the last few weeks, I've been posting a lot more sort of body positive posts, a lot more stay fit posts, a lot more gym posts and things like that. And I will go on to that in a second. But as far as mental health is concerned, as far as I'm concerned with mental health, the best thing to do if you're trying to spread awareness for it is to say how you're feeling in one sentence or a few sentences, and then in the next paragraph, talk about what you're trying to do or what you're gonna try and do to pull yourself out of that situation, or at least get yourself back up to the surface again to take another breath of air. Now, I don't want this video to go on too long, so I'm gonna have to skip a lot of this, and I don't want people to take this in the wrong way or take it in the wrong context. There's a brilliant story, and I cannot remember where it's come from, and I'm probably gonna get some of the details of this wrong, but the main story is absolutely amazing, and it was inspiring for me. And the story is about a guy that wanted to be successful. He was a Western guy, I think. He wanted to be successful, and he was struggling. Like, he couldn't really make the money that he wanted to be making. He could never buy the things he wanted to buy. He didn't have the car he wanted to drive, the house he wanted to live in, or anything like that. And he takes a trip to somewhere in the mountains, you know, and like Thailand or something like that. And he meets a monk, and he talks to the monk about how he's just not being able to find the success that he so badly wants. So the monk takes him down to like a lake or the sea or something like that, and they walk in waist height, and they're talking about how badly he wants the success, and the monk literally just grabs his head and shoves it underwater, and literally keeps his head underwater until the guy is about to just gone, you know, and then he pulls him back up and says, how badly do you want to be successful? And the guy says, more than anything. So he shoves his head back under the water again, and he repeats the same process like 10 times or whatever, until eventually he pulls the guy up, and the guy has got no energy left whatsoever, and he pulls him up and says, do you still want to be successful? And the guy says yes. And the monk says to him, you will only ever be successful when you want success as much as you want that last breath of air whilst I'm holding you under the water. That is how desperate you have to be for success to be successful. And I kind of applied that to my own thinking, in the sense of, I've just been through one of the darkest periods of my entire life, and as far as I'm aware, or I haven't figured out what triggered it yet, but it was just dark, and I had some dark thoughts. You know, I didn't want to be around anymore. But at the same time, the one tiny piece of light that I had was that I knew that I didn't want to die. And I knew I'd do anything, even though I was scared out of my mind that I was going to get to the point where I felt like something like suicide was the only way out. I knew in the back of my head, and I know right now in the back of my head, that I did not want to die, and I don't want to die. I want to live, I want to experience, I want to travel, and I would love to be successful. So that I applied that story to my own thinking. Tom, you have got to do anything you possibly can, and you've got to be desperate for it to pull yourself out of this rut. And I have 3 things in my life that I absolutely love at the moment, and that is landscape photography and videography, my band, and going to the gym. Landscape photography, you all know, you're all, well, the people that are subscribed are subscribed. Hopefully we'll gain some more subscribers in the future, but you know, I love doing landscape photography, and I film videos for a living. That's what I do. I do promo videos, I do music videos, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do, that's what puts the food on the table for me. Music, this is not a promotional video for my band. I'm in a band called Hotel for Six Astronauts. I'm in it with 3 fantastic musicians, and I absolutely love the stuff that we're writing, and I cannot wait to present it to the world, which is not going to be far now. We've been working on Hotel for Six Astronauts, me and Jay personally, for just under 3 years now. With the band the way it is at the moment, because we've gone through some changes, it's been a bit of a nightmare to be honest, but we are, the lineup that it is now, the lineup as it is now is absolutely incredible. We've been working as this lineup for just over a year, and I just can't wait. But anyway, I love writing with those guys, I love recording with those guys, but every now and again I didn't want to go to the studio and I didn't want to rehearse. My head was like, nah, just stay here and, you know, wallow in self-pity and doubt yourself. You're not good enough to do it. And the last port of call for me personally was fitness. I'm not like a massive fitness nerd, you know, fanatic or anything like that. I do like it, I want to get into it a lot more, but fitness, going to the gym, I don't want to get crazy gains and build, you know, massive muscle or anything like that. I just want to get lean, and I want to build a little bit of muscle, and I just want to look at myself in the mirror and be proud of what I see when I look in there and think, you know what, you worked damn hard for that, and I'm going to appreciate it, you know, when I get there. I'm not there yet, but my point is I had 3 options, and 9 times out of 10, when I felt the way I have been feeling over the last couple of months, 2 of those options were just a no-go. When I wanted to go out and film a vlog to try and take my mind off things, the vlog would just go completely wrong. I wouldn't get the photo I wanted to get, that I'd mess up all of the talking head stuff, and that would just demotivate me to go out and do another vlog. So I'd stop doing that. The only reason sometimes why I have turned up at rehearsals or turned up at the studio with the band is because I have a commitment there and I had to go. There was no question, and it helped me every single time. It took it took me out of my own head. But the other thing is that on a Tuesday and a Friday evening, I go to the gym. And like I say, I don't do crazy gains workouts or anything like that. I've really got into my athletics, and literally I started doing calisthenics training the other day, and I absolutely love it. I actually prefer calisthenics training to weight training, just because I feel like it does a lot more for me than weight training does. So I know that I'm going to get majorly into that. But yeah, so I've got some goals there. But what I want to say is that I had to be desperate to pull myself out of that rut of just feeling the way I felt and feeling like I was losing my mind. I wanted to live. I knew that. I know that now. I want to live. I don't want... my biggest fear is getting to the point where I accept in my own head that suicide is the only way out. That is my biggest fear. That and being put in a straitjacket and shoved into a padded room. Like, those are my two biggest fears. And you can call them irrational if you want, but that's just the way it is. And like I said, I had to be desperate for it. I see so many people on Facebook talking about how bad their mental health is and how crap they feel, but I never see them talking about what they plan to do about it, or if they don't know what to do about it. I never see them asking, does anybody have any advice, anything at all? And some people I even see joking about suicide, like making crude jokes about not wanting to live anymore. Now, if that's just your sense of humor, fair enough, who am I to judge? But that's not funny. Like, just in my mind, that's not funny. There are people out there that genuinely do not want to live anymore, and they've already accepted that's what they feel is the only way out, because they don't know any other way out. And having people that spread memes and pictures of just sick suicidal jokes, to me it's just disgusting behavior, and you really need to take a look at yourselves, because I don't want to go into it too much. I just think that is disgusting behavior, and the people that do that kind of thing really need to take a look at themselves and think about what they post online, because it's damaging. We need to put forward the positives of figuring out how to deal with mental health issues and how to come out of on the other side, how to come out and want to live, how to come out and appreciate. And the first thing that you can do, if you don't want to do anything else, you don't want to commit to a band practice, you don't want to put the bag on and drive to a location and take a photo or whatever, go for a walk, get your heart rate up. Okay, get active, because every single time I used to hate running. I could not stand it, and that is because I had the same perception of running that most people who don't run have. Most people who don't run think to themselves that these people that you see running along the road when you're driving home from work and you think, God, you're a nutcase. Most people think the same thing. They just literally step outside the door, start running it, and run for like 16 miles straight until they get home. Not the case whatsoever, right? These guys, they'll run for a certain amount of time and then they'll stop and they'll walk, plain and simply because 9 times out of 10, they're just trying to burn calories. They're trying to burn fat in some cases, but they're just trying to burn calories. And the best way to do that is to get your heart rate up and then get your heart rate down and then heart rate up and down. That's the quickest way to burn fat. So all these people that don't run, myself included, did have the wrong perception of running. You don't just run solidly, you know. When I first got onto the treadmill, I started and I did 3 minutes fast-paced walking, 3-minute jog, 3-minute fast-paced walking, 3-minute jog, and it just kept alternating between the two, and then for the last 2 minutes of the 20 minutes, I'd do a bit more of a faster run, okay? And I was dead after it, but I didn't feel to the point that I just couldn't go on anymore. And now I do 3 minutes power walking, and I'll do 15 minutes of like a fast-paced run. Well, no, that's a lie. It's like sort of a jog up to a fast-paced run, and then I do intervals, 5 intervals, until the 30 seconds sprint, 30 seconds rest, 30 seconds sprint, all the way up until like level 20 on the treadmill. And it feels amazing when you get off. And then when I'm at home, like I've been starting to do a 3-mile run. But again, I'll run the first 1.5 miles and then I'll walk to get my heart rate back down, and then I'll run the last bit again. So it's getting your heart rate up and down all the time. And you know, I've spoken to people before and they're just like, I hate running, I hate running, I hate running. And that's because most people have that perception that you just keep going until you die, basically. And that's just not the case. So if you don't want the responsibility, you don't even have to run. Just get out, get active, get that heart rate up and sweat. The other way to get yourself out of your own head is to empathize with somebody else, show compassion, and go and do something for somebody else without expecting anything back. When you're spending too much time in your own head, dwelling on your own issues and how bad things are for you, the best thing that you can do, other than just getting active, is go and help somebody else that needs the help. Even if it's cleaning the car for them, sweeping the drive, anything, just go and do it. It will get you out of your own head, and it will make you feel good about yourself because you've helped somebody else and not expected anything in return. I've already gone on way longer than I originally intended to. It is Friday, so enjoy your weekends. Stop whinging about how hot the weather is. I know how hot the weather is, okay, but we've just had like 6 years of winter and we've got some really nice weather at the moment, so just appreciate it. Appreciate the clouds in the sky, appreciate the blueness of the sky, appreciate the birds in the trees. Just appreciate life. Do anything you can to stay out of your own head. Have an amazing weekend, and I will hopefully see you from Spain. Cheers.